Okay, we started recording.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, good evening around everybody around the world.
For you guys in Asia, it's good evening, right? It's after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we have here today, we're very glad to have them here, Oliver and Glenda.
Hello.
From Singapore. Say hi.
Hi.
Thank you, Ken and Margaret, for inviting us.
Oh, no problem.
You want to talk to the rest of the world, you get invited to Pen and Margaret's talk.
Well, we tried. Okay, we tried. But anyway, all right. So tell us something about yourselves, okay? We know you're from Singapore, but did you go to school in Singapore? Or
Are you born?
whatever?
Are you born in Singapore?
We are true blue Singaporeans. True blue.
Born in Singapore.
Yeah, true blue Singaporeans, educated here, grew up here, educated here, grew up here, had our kids here. Everything was all here. Yeah. So, I'm a psychometrist. Basically, what I do is I'm trained in behavioral coaching, corporate behavior. Okay, so I'm a career coach with universities, and I do behavior coaching for senior executives with behavioral issues.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Have you experienced senior directors who are top performers in the company? Their bosses love them, but because of the way they work, they bulldoze their way through. The rest are resigning.
Oh,
very interesting.
I get paid to coach them. That's why
really?
I do. I spent 20 years doing that.
Wow.
How about you, Glenda?
Okay, for me, I was very simple. After I graduated, I have a good job. So I was in corporate for 20 years.
How many years?
20.
20 years?
Yeah. You look so young.
I know.
I'm already in my 50s.
She's 53.
Wow.
Don't do that. You know the secret.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Is it clearer now?
Okay. So I was in the supply chain operation. My last job with Hewlett Packard, a US Fortune 500 company for 13 years. Before actually I quit my job for New Skin. When the New Skin income can cover my full-time salary, actually I quit my job.
Oh.
What do you do for HP?
I was the commodity manager there. I manage contract manufacturers. In a way, they produce printers for us. So I have to manage all these contract manufacturers. I'm just like running the factory with the factory manager. So I'm in charge of a few contract manufacturers, and the orders are like millions of dollars. I would say it's quite a stressful job. We have conference with US also regularly. Yeah.
Tell them about your stress, man. We're supposed to be romantic in a bedroom, right? We'll talk romantically. Suddenly she talk about her shipping. And she's actually asleep already asleep. But she's dreaming and talking about shipping. The reason is very simple. If her parts don't come in, they will ask 600 operators to go home.
Oh.
It's no joke. It's no joke.
Yeah. Wow. So that was the kind of stress that I have. I would say it's a very good company that can take care of us, but I wanted to just have time for my children. Yeah.
So who came into contact with New Skin first, you or Oliver?
It was me.
Okay.
One day, a client of mine, he was the human resource director of IHWA Singapore. He came over. I was like, hey, this is weird. Why did a client come to my office to visit us? Usually we will visit our clients, but he'll come over, he sat down, and he started to talk to me about a business. And it turned out to be New Skin. I said, network marketing. I wear coat, I wear tie, I'm a consultant, not my cup of tea. But he was very smart. He had a long chat with me, and he found out that I really had no time for my daughter, my son, my parents who are older. I spent a lot of time traveling. And when I was at home, I was clearing my 1,000 emails. So there's no time for my kids. I was looking out for something. So he asked me this question: if I can solve that problem of yours, will you be interested to just take a look at it? I said, sure. If you can solve the problem, if you tell me toilet paper, I'm interested. Okay, so that was the day I realized I was looking out for something more than just work and money and all this. Of course, then he dragged me to see Dr. James Chia and finally Jun Wen. But after I saw Dr. James Chia, he spoke to me. I came home and I said, hey, we got to do this. And one of those things she said to me is this: Oliver, you live here for 10 years, you have not spoken to your neighbor. You go to the lift, you look up when your neighbor is here. You go to the MRT, you are riding a train public, you look down, you don't talk to people. How are you supposed to do this business? I say, I don't know. And she was, that night, we were supposed to see the presentation, the business presentation at Juwan's place. She was very sick. She had very bad ulceration. She was running a fever. I say, look, we got to go and take a look at this. Okay. We signed on that night itself.
After the presentation.
13th of March 2002.
Wow. You remember that date, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the date I told myself, damn man, what did I sign myself into, man? That was the day, I remember that. But it's been 18 years since.
Wow.
Itself, yeah. So that was how we came into contact with New Skin. We started with Hoxing.
Oh, I see. So it's not, I guess it has happened to a lot of the so-called professionals when they heard about New Skin, you know, ooh, this is one of these MLM deals, you know, yeah, no, thank you. But if they sit down and look into it more carefully, it's a big revelation, really, if you think about it. You know, I mean, we have a good line of products and, you know, good company now that. So you want to lead a very stressful life? Go ahead.
I mean, to be fair to Junwen at the night, I didn't know what he was talking about.
And what was that? What was the feeling?
What hit you?
What hit you?
I was like, this guy is living in an $8 million bungalow. Okay, in Singapore, it's a and he's a scholar. He used to be the deputy director of trades and industry. Dr. James Shea is a PhD in civil engineering. Hoxing is one guy, actually it was his character, his persona that got me into to come and see this, because I told myself, this guy is not going to bite me, all right? He's been a great customer. He was a human resource director. And I asked myself, what happened to the ladies in the business? Why do I see three professionals doing this? And I began to ask myself, was there something I missed? I didn't know what Juma was talking about. I didn't know. I only hear financial freedom, blah, blah, blah. He was like flipping the chart, drawing all those numbers. I failed math, so I couldn't understand what he was talking about. But I knew one thing. And we knew one thing. We know that if we continue to do what we continue to do, we're going to get exactly the same results unless we do something differently. When is the best time to jump? The best time to jump is when you find that there's somebody you can trust like Hoxing. And those guys are not really stupid people. And we go, okay, what's the worst can happen? $900 at a time to buy 26 tubes, right? Okay, $900. We just use it, go home. What's the worst can happen? Smell better, look better. You know, that's the worst can happen. And that's how we jumped in. And what caught us was that, are you sure you can change my life? I can have more time with family. Are you sure? I don't really get it. So we actually went in a blur. Just based on the fact that these are the people I'm going to trust and just go in. Okay. And guess what? Why would they cheat me on $900? Why would you cheat me for $900? You want to do, you do 90,000. Why $900? And then
that's right. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Maybe I can share also my point of view. I came from a family of running traditional business, starting from my grandfather, my father, even my uncles. So I saw them working very hard, and throughout their business, they were cheated by their partners. So when I was young, I saw my dad very stressful. You know, he was always drinking, especially when he has stress over his business. So actually, I told myself I'm not going to go into any business because it's too stressful. So what I did was I told myself I get a good degree, I go and find a good job, good stable job. And then when I came into the job, I find that a job is very different. You know, I was actually a job hopper. I was looking for a dream job, but that is not a dream job. Yeah, and especially when you have a family, your hours get longer, and you don't have time with your children. When you have children as a mother, you feel very guilty when you don't have time for your children.
Job hopper.
Yeah, I was a job hopper. Before HP, was in a 6 company. Yeah, so you can say I'm a job hopper. So so when I see in the presentation that Juwon presented, he showed us what he called a smart money model. So he shared with me something. He said, Glenda, measure the risk of you doing and the risk of not doing the business. So I was looking through and I compared to, traditional business. There's practically no risk. The most I look younger if I don't make it in this business. I think I will look younger and healthier. Yeah. So, and what I love was that this is a global franchise model. It allowed me to sponsor not just people in Singapore, because Singapore is a very small country, as you know. People call it the little red dot. Yeah, we only have 5.5 million population. But I saw the potential of this business. So I said, okay, let's do it. Yeah.
I think that night taught me a very big lesson that night. That not every one of your prospects will understand the compensation system on first presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But what it was a trust with the people who brought you in, the presenter being authentic about it. That's what we call a pull and push factor. The push factor was we were sick and tired of our job. We were looking at something. And the pull factor is, you mean you can solve my problem with this? But we really did not know how. We did not understood the numbers. I mean, skincare, who washes face like men like me? Who washes face, right? So it was not really the technicality that was presented that got us excited. It was, you can solve that problem and I'm sick and tired of my job. And I trust you. Good. Okay, that was it.
Now, did you start part-time, right? I hope you...
Yeah, it was
Yes,
part-time.
we started part-time. Both of us started part-time.
A lot of people have the idea that when we talk to them about Nu Skin, they say, oh, you want to quit? You want me to quit my job now and join Nu Skin? No, right? Start part-time and build your group so you have a choice.
Well, that the keyword part-time has a very different definition to a lot of people. Okay, it is okay to do this business part-time. And sometimes on a part-time basis, you can do better than a full-timer.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on how you spend. You can be a full-timer. You spend your time watching a Korean drama. It's not going to help you.
Yeah.
But it is
spare
really
time. There's a difference between spare time and part-time.
All right. It's called a spare time business. Then that one I can't guarantee you. Which means I got time, I do. I got no time, I just ignore it for a few weeks. It's not going to work. But if you're serious about this business, all you need to do is to take up 1 hour a day, 1.5 hours a day, and use that 1 or 1.5 hours a day to do this business on a part-time basis. You will be surprised. It is even more productive than your full-time job.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. I've seen many of these cases. I've seen people move from part-time to full-time. Suddenly their productivity drops. Because there's no urgency. They got a lot of time in their hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, one good thing is when you go full-time on this, you can sleep late, okay? You cannot sleep late on a job, right? This one is one prime example.
I know. That was my when I switched from part-time to full-time, is like my favorite part is sleep late. Not also go to bed later, maybe.
Well, like Oliver, okay? Well, like Glenda said, he operates on the US time. Although he lives in Singapore.
He texts me in the middle of Singapore time, I'm still responding, and he asked me, why are you still awake?
Yeah, I mean, I sent him a message at 1 o'clock here in the morning, no, 1 p.m. here, which is 1 a.m. in Singapore. I said, you still up? What is this?
Yeah, he's still really.
Yeah.
Okay, now, you both are in Nu Skin, very good. From what I understand is you have very good success with TR90.
Right.
Right? Can you show us,
share
some of your
stories?
your stories? I know both of you are very slim, okay?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Okay, we meet the Singapore BMI standard. of 22.9.
How
Wow.
many? 22.
Yours is, what's your BMI?
I think my BNI is only 19.1.
Hers is 19.1.
Really?
Mine is 22.8.
Actually, I'm underweight.
Wow.
Well, like I said, you guys better watch out. You know, if you're so slim, it's like this. It disappears when you turn around sideways.
Yeah,
Anyway.
keep the weight off the kneecap. That's the best part. Yeah.
Mm.
You want me to
that's
show you some testimonials of my customer or something?
Yeah, go
Sure.
ahead. If you
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
mind.
I'm going to do some sharing of. Can you see?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
You can see.
Chong
Okay.
51. Wow.
Yeah, Chong Hua Luan. These are people what is important about this kind of testimonial is this process is a 90-day process. This last picture, the fourth picture is 1 year later. Okay.
Whoa.
It's a long-term sustainable tendency of this program. Don't use the word product. It's a program. It's an entire program that actually works. You know, when you're round and you got white hair, it's called old. When you're slim and you got white hair, it's called fashion. Yeah, now they're dyeing. Everybody's dyeing their hair white just to be in fashion. This is another 50-year-old. You know, she managed to bring her waist to 28 inches, and 1 year later, it's gone down by another 2 inches. So the sustainability and the residual effect is very important. If you do it correctly, there will be residual effect.
Wow.
These are the people I do not coach directly myself. Some of them are coached by my downlines. Okay, so we have a system that replicates downward on a special process. This one she's in Singapore. She's Willing's downline, but she's in Singapore. She uses the same system. She's what we call an endomorph. Have you heard of an endomorph before?
No.
Endomorph are people who haven't eaten, they breathe only, they put on weight.
A certain body type.
Yeah, it's very easy for them to put on weight. She exercised. Can you see her arms?
Yeah.
She exercised a lot, but she couldn't get rid of this. The very moment she understood the program and she applied the program plus the product itself, you'll see her waistline coming down.
Yeah.
And the wonderful news to her boyfriend is the top doesn't come down.
Oh,
I don't ask
gee.
me why. Don't ask me why. It's supposed to come down.
Wow.
This is Joanne. This is she's 50 this year. There's a mother of one. There's a mother of two, and she do her last bit on the stomach. Singapore and Malaysia, the ladies who come to our TR90 system are getting slimmer and slimmer. They came just to get rid of the belly.
Wow.
This one, it's obvious. People are. She only grows her stomach, and you can see this line here. You realize it's organ fat. It's not subcutaneous fat, and people are very afraid of losing weight and having a saggy face. Where's the sag? It doesn't happen. If you do it properly, it doesn't happen. This one came in during the TRA days. He has tried slimming centers. He has tried Herbalife. He has even tried TRA before. But I went to a school to give a talk. She came over. I found out it's new skin. So when she sat down in front of my consultant, she started crying. She said, "Oh God, I tried this before. It didn't work." And we say, "Why don't you give us a shot? Different group, different methods."
Coaching methods.
In 6 months, she lost 32 kilos. Can you see that?
Oh,
today,
same person.
same person, yes.
Same person, yes.
Oh.
32 kilos. So this was 2013. Today, 2020, she's on her 42nd kilo. She's a school teacher. You see, you can put a cup on the back. You see that?
Yeah.
It's called the lower body weight. This one is my own business builder, Arlene. She has high blood pressure for 13 years. It took her only 30 days to get the doctor to remove the blood pressure drug. Just by weight loss itself.
Wow.
This is a dance instructor. She was asking me, how come I can dance so much but I'm still overweight? Okay, and her need was, I'm getting married. My wedding gown is sleeveless. It looks like a pig trotter right now, my arm. Can you help me with it? So I said, okay. And when she got married, she sent me her photograph. I'm quite pleased with this. Her mother came after that. Her mother said, I can't take it. I got to go and lose some weight. Okay, and this is after birth belly. Okay, that's Mi Fong.
Wow.
These are people we know, and we know is coached within our organization using our system. This is Ruth. She's a missionary, a church worker, bivocational missionary. She came because her leg was hurting. She saw her church mate in Facebook and she called up and the rest is history. She's one of our fastest running builders right now.
Yeah, executive.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now this is Rain. Now Rain came in and she says, I want to lose weight. And I asked her where. Because she's not fat. She jogs every day. She goes to gym and all this. You notice that she has quite a nice app, but she says she's not happy with this. So I asked her, you're so slim. What do you want? She's a mother of 2 at 37 years old. So she said, I want to look hot once in my life. It's a bucket list. Okay, now the customers of this category are getting very high. So you said, well, as long as you follow, I will stick your skin to your muscles. And that's what we did. Look at the way she dressed. Look at her face. It's totally changed. She's 37 with 2 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, looks
So
like
it can be done. It's up to the customers to follow. As if you follow close, you get it. You don't follow close, you don't get it.
Wow. Okay.
This is 48-year-old. He's gone to the gym for 5 years, and that's what he got. So I asked him, what do you want? He said, Bruce Lee. I said, okay. You asked for it. I gave him. Can you see the skin sticking to the muscle?
Yeah.
Yeah. The program is capable of doing that if you understood how it runs. Okay. A lot of people run the TR90 system without understanding what is built on based on what principle. And if you do not know how to dance together with the product, you don't get the best results there is. Young man is easy. This is from Fiona's side. She's residing here in Singapore.
Wow.
Okay, this is a guy who said he exercises a lot. I do not know how it happened.
looks like me.
Okay, so this is a 30-day result. Okay, he actually he refused to come until he fainted in the toilet. Then the wife had to drag him here. Also, one of our bigger builders. This is a Chris Chu. You know Chris Chu?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
we know.
Yeah,
Chris.
I didn't coach him. They do it in Hong Kong. So actually, in your organization, almost every group is pretty effective in TR90 here in Asia. Okay, across Asia. By the way, for your information, his story is this: day 1 to day 90, he lost 0 kilograms.
Really?
Yes, he lost nothing.
He gained a lot of muscle.
He recovered by muscle. And can you see? So technically, it is also a body sculpting system. All right. And very quickly, this is a person who entertained clients at night. After he lost weight, he recommended to his client who refused. Just 2 days ago, he sent his client's obituary in a phone and said, look, he's gone. He didn't listen to me.
Oh.
Yeah. And that was me at age 39. This picture was taken at 50 and I'm 53 this year. And I always tell our customers, I suffer from a slip disc. I've not jogged nor gone to the gym for the last 25 years. And yet my tummy is flatter than most gym instructors, right? And it actually has a lot to do with nutritional science and TR90 technology. While you do exercise is great, but it's not everything. There's more to exercise, to lose that tummy. There's more to exercise than just exercise alone. There's also the nutrition.
Isn't it? A lot of people think they go out and run every day, they'll get skinny. A lot of people, hurt themselves, hurt their knees and whatever, doing exercises, so-called exercises, and they still manage they don't lose any weight still. They don't eat.
We got to strike a balance. You want to exercise, that's great. It's good for you to exercise, but watch your age group when you do that and see whether how well your body is conditioned to exercise. You don't suddenly start going to aerobics and all this. You will snap something, if you're not used to it. Do it gradually. Watch your age group and choose your exercise wisely for your condition. Right?
Yeah.
But if you can only do mild exercise like mine, I can only walk. I do 10 push-ups, I've got to stop because my left leg goes numb. Right? So I have to choose something that I can do. And that's how we design something that all sedentary people can do, because I'm classified as sedentary. I have no other choice.
He can only walk and climb stairs. That's it.
That's it.
He can't run. I can run.
I can't do anything that jumps.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Now, this is the last slide. I'd like you to guess this. I'd like you to mentally guess the age of these ladies. All these ladies have gone through TNIT. Of course, the prettiest one is this one.
Yes.
Of course, definitely the prettiest one, okay? I just need to be able to sleep tonight. Okay. All you need to do is mentally guess their age and how many kids they have. Okay.
Oh, how many
A, B,
kids?
C, D, E, F, G. You don't have to tell me. All right. You guess. Give you about 15 seconds. Look at their belly. Look at their face. And all these pictures
so
were taken through something called iPhone. iPhone do not have, it's not like a Samsung or Huawei when you take your face looks very good.
Filtered.
This is not filtered. This is unfiltered. It's an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
This is Joanne. She's 50 with 2 kids, adults. And this is Ningna. She's 57 with 3 adults. This is Glenda. She's 53 this year. This was taken last year. My son is 24. My daughter is 20. This is Rain, 37 with 2. This is 37 with 1. This is 52 with 1. Now this one came from a slimming center. She was running a slimming center. It's a very famous slimming center, and she came to us to remove the last piece of belly. And after we taught her, she said, what you know and what the slimming center know is 2 worlds apart. The technology is very different and your products are fantastic. This is Xiao Wei, 52 with 4 kids.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Daughter is a medical student. And you look at them, their bellies are all flat. And they have all taken TNIT. Of course, they are on our skincare and all this. Now, this is what we really do. We are actually in a youth preservation business. Even our TNIT targets at keeping you young, not just slimmer. You don't look slim and saggy, it doesn't work, or slim and old, but it keeps you young. That's what a lot of people don't understand is that the TNIT product inside contains antioxidants that are designed for youth, not just basically losing weight. All right, so that's what I want to show off.
Well, you got results. Why not?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Someday I'll be able to take a picture with beautiful legs.
Yes, you can.
You can. Hey, look, this is a 52-year-old leg. Not bad, right?
Yeah.
I know.
52-year-old legs, 50-year-old, 30-year-old legs, and all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stop share right now.
Okay.
Okay, we're back.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So, did you, if I remember right, you did some studying in nutrition too, right?
Well, yeah, I did.
Oliver did. Yeah,
I
he did nutrition.
This is what happened. In 2002, I came into the business. Then I see the way the distributors present the product. They talk until, in Chinese, they say they talk until got dragon, got phoenix,有龙有凤.
Oh.
I'm always very skeptical about network marketing. And when they present the product as in fantastic and all this, I'm watching. As an engineer, I'm trained to be skeptical. It's called what I call preventive maintenance. Before I break down, think of what will go wrong first. Okay. And then sometime in 2003, my daughter fell very sick. She had something called childhood nephrotic syndrome. Her kidney started to leak. It was an autoimmune disease. She was sent to the hospital and she was under treatment about and being skeptical, I was like, oh my God, our relative says, what do you feed him on a new skin product? You see your daughter like that. We got through all these kind of things. And I got taken aback. We went to ask a doctor, is it because of these supplements that we feed them? The doctor says, well, in Singapore, there are 400 kids a year having this disease. Are they all on your supplements? I said, I wished. I don't have that many customers, So the doctor says, in actual fact, it's not caused by any supplement or anything. Nobody knows what caused it. It's just an autoimmune disease. Nobody knows what caused it. But we know how to treat it. We do not know what caused it. Okay. So in 2004, I saw the treatment. She had moon face. She was growing hair. Her teeth, her gums was growing
Effect of the
out of her
steroid.
teeth. The gums were taller than her teeth. Her teeth were left a little bit. She had hair all over her body. And she's beginning to not look like a normal kid. She didn't feel it because she was 3-4 years old. Okay. And I told myself, this girl likes to eat bread. She likes to eat. I think it's too late for me to be trained as a medical doctor to help her. Even a specialist can't help her. But what if I can understand a little bit more about nutrition and help her nutritionally? And I don't know what these guys are talking. They're telling me these products are good, that product is good. Everybody's trying to tell them. I said, okay, I better go and study. And I went for a part-time course in nutrition. And look and behold, I realized that New Skin is very science-based. Okay. And we persistently gave her our supplements. We gave her Jungamol,
Marine Omega.
Marine Omega and G3, right?
Yes.
Okay. The doctors were not in favor of it. They said, nope, it's not going to work. You know, we don't believe in supplement. Just take this, just steroid the fella. Just give us steroid, just steroid her. I mean, we followed the doctor's instructions, but we continue to give her the supplements because we believe in it.
Despite against the doctor's order, but we give the supplements.
Yeah. You know, those kids that were on steroids, the 18-year-old looks like a 9-year-old. They're stunted.
The growth are standard. Their growth are standard.
And when she was taken off the medication, the doctor asked, that was about 13 years later, the doctor asked, what do you do to her? You know, she is the same height. She's taller than the normal kids outside there. Okay, she's on steroids. Okay, and she looks perfectly normal and pretty. What did you give her? I said, no, all this. You know what the doctor said? I don't believe in this, but if it works, carry on. It took us 13 years of persistence. Okay.
Wow.
What I must say is, yes, the medical science worked on her. Yes, it's the doctor's work that helped her. But what I understood is this: you don't take drugs and stop nutrition. We got to give the kid the nutrition, you know. We got to support the treatment. Okay, we do not claim of us treating any disease. We don't treat diseases. But I think it'll be very helpful if we can treat the person, support the treatment with good nutrition. You don't hospitalize somebody and then starve the person, hoping the disease will heal. It doesn't. You got to give him good food while the doctor is treating them, right? And with my understanding of nutrition and my matured understanding of nutrition, we were very clear about go ahead and just give it to him. We trust Pharmanex. We know what Pharmanex has done on their research. We know how clean it is. Okay, and she's now a pretty 20-year-old, and her friends are very upset with her because she has a totally flat tummy.
Wow.
And she always tell Dad, I got a superpower. I say, what superpower? He said, I can eat everything I want and I cannot gain weight. I say, I'll talk to you again when you're 40 years old. Don't be too cocky.
Yeah, I have to agree that nutrition is very important. And unfortunately, they don't teach that in school.
Yeah.
They don't.
You know, that and how to manage money. They never, you have to learn, I don't know where. You have to learn it from someone.
Your parents or friends,
Yeah. I mean, in speaking from a viewpoint of a career coach, I mean, I'm with the career coaching community in Singapore. Other countries have moved on, but in Singapore, we call it a convergent education system. Convergent system, that means they give you a mathematical, what I call something to solve, and they say there's a formula to solve this. That's called convergent. Okay? You sit down, you shut the hell up. You question me, you are questioning your teacher. Okay, you just follow instruction. It's called a convergent education system. And the purpose of a convergent education system is to make sure we produce employees.
Well,
if I were the ministry
everywhere,
if I were the Ministry of Education, I will do that, because if I don't have educated population, the investors won't come in. So in Singapore, it's trying to do a divergent one. Quite unsuccessfully, because the parents who are guiding their children are all from the convergent era. We can't solve their math problem. They get a problem. It is not solved by one formula. It's solved by several angles. We can't solve it. Okay.
Wow.
And arts and literature are frowned upon because you can't score. You can't score an exam. So it is a situation like that. And so therefore, in books, when you open a book in an education system in a primary school, you will see Xiao Ming's father is a doctor, this whose father is a lawyer, is a businessman. You will never see network marketing inside on entrepreneur, or word entrepreneur inside there. And they look at the teachers, they are employees. They look at the principals, they're employees. So being an employee is normal. For the matter of fact, she retired 12 years ago. I retired in 2012 after being in the new skin business for a while. And I was always at home. My daughter will bring her friends from school to our place. And I will pop my head out and says, hey, you want pizza? Office hours, huh? And my daughter says, okay, I'll make pizza. I'll cook something for them. One day her friends asked her, your father no job, And I had to explain to her, her father decided to go out to make money, like your school teachers. We decide to stay at home to make money. We have a job, but we are free. Money is still coming in. Okay, so that's what the education system do to people. It's called brainwash since. So if they are brainwashed since primary one and if they are adult, you tell them about network marketing, what do you think will happen?
It's a scam, right? Yeah.
Yes.
We'll cheat you out of $100.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like you said, a lot of people think, oh, this is a scam. They're out to cheat us out of our money.
Yeah.
If I cheat you, I'll cheat your whole entire bank deposit. Why would I go for few $100?
Right.
You know, that's insulting to me. You know, my low skill can really cheat you.
Wasting my time, $100. If you want to cheat me, please cheat me more. You think I have so little?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah. Well, okay. So there are classes you can take to learn about nutrition in Singapore?
Yes, the
Yeah.
polytechnics, they do
Everywhere,
have
I think.
part-time courses, yeah.
Singapore is beginning to realize that academics is not doing us any service. So they want to send people after you finish your degree and your education, whatever it is, go and learn some skills. Because they realize that people pay for skills, they don't pay for your certificate. So they are opening night classes for adults. And the government is giving us money to attend night classes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, hundreds and maybe thousands of dollars depending on your financial status.
Yeah.
And well, we are too lazy to attend classes sometimes.
For those, they are not like well paid. Actually, government pay them per hour to attend class. They go and attend a course. Depending on how many hours they attend, and then they get paid like $10 per hour, that kind of thing.
You get paid for attending class.
Yeah.
And our government, our prime minister has announced this in public in Singapore. Your job is not going to be the same again. You don't change, you will be jobless. Do things differently. Okay, go and change your job. Go and do something else.
wow.
Short of saying network marketing, go and do something else. Your old job is not going to come back again after COVID-19. It's not coming back.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. It's not coming back.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that came from our prime minister, who's very conservative, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I could imagine if Glenda's original, if the boat doesn't come in, it's like COVID-19, nothing's moving. All the people get laid off, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So I can't imagine if I don't do new skin. I'm not sure I will still have a job. I could be retrenched. Yeah.
Hi, Bob. Bob is in.
Oh,
Bob Howe.
Bob who?
Bob Howe.
Bob Howe.
Wow. Hello, Bob.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get around to Bob one of these days.
Yeah.
Ask him more difficult question. He's a Harvard grad, you know. Ask him more difficult
I
questions.
know.
Yeah, we are
These
local school.
snooty guys from Yale and Harvard, you know.
Yeah.
Now that's very interesting. Well, I have the same experience. A friend of mine suggested that I look at my nutrition. You know, that's how I got to integrative medicine
Yeah.
with him. A medical doctor, he saw the light sort of and said, hey, giving pills to patients, not really getting to the cause of the problem. You know, a lot of autoimmune disease, all they say is, oh, well, we don't understand why this happened, but take this pill, you know, it'll help you stay functional. They never found out what caused this, or they just gave up. They said, okay, now you're treated, you know, you're well, except that you just suppress the symptoms. That's what it is.
I mean, to be fair to the medical world, it's designed to deal with symptoms, treat symptoms. Okay,
Yeah.
It's not designed to treat causes, because causes are usually lifestyle related. And they got no time to deal with you on all this. They just want to do a quick one, and that's where the treatment of symptoms come in, and it's pretty fast, and it's kept people alive for a very long time. But you think about it, one of the first supplements that were invented and has sustained the world population for a very long time is the milk powder. Supplements do have a role here in this world. It's the milk powder is a supplement. Think about it. There's the way it's extracted, the way it's replaced to supplement ladies who do not have enough
Babies.
breast milk, and ladies who do not have breast milk, babies. Okay. Okay. And if you study the name of Pharmanex, you'll be quite intrigued. It's pharmaceutical for the next generation, which means, is there a possibility that the next generation after us, the pharmaceutical drugs for treating diseases are actually supplements and not drugs? Would that be a vision that they are looking for? I do not know. I didn't ask them.
Yeah.
But pharmaceutical for next generation is where the Pharmanex name came from.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's good. That's a good name. Pharmanex.
Pharmaceutical for the next generation.
Well, nutraceuticals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the skin though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, nutrition for the skin.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Well, I think, let me see, what else was this?
So we are asking, how does the COVID-19 affect your business?
Wow, it was good news to us. Okay, she's also totally surprised. I think we got hit when Singapore had a lockdown. We had a lockdown in April.
Yes,
in April.
we had a lockdown.
Our numbers were hit because we were preparing for it to come. We know that things are going to go online very soon. Okay, but we didn't know it was so soon that Singapore did a lockdown. April saw a dip in our sales. Okay, but it took us only 2 weeks to respond. It took New Skin Singapore and Malaysia 1 day to make a decision. We will send every single product to your company's, to your customers' homes. Even one AP24 toothpaste, $11, they'll send it to your house.
Free delivery.
Free delivery, free.
Yes.
Really?
One
Wow.
toothpaste. They make 1 day to make the decision. That's how fast the company responded to us. And we went home, we went on Zoom, we quickly learned Zoom. It took us 2 weeks. And our May and June sales were even higher than before COVID-19 came.
Wow.
And the numbers are going up. And it's not just us, it's across.
Across Singapore and Malaysia.
So we realized one thing, we should have gone online earlier.
Yes. This COVID-19 is a sort of a
Wake up.
Yeah, wake up call for us. Yes. Instead of having people go to a center and meet and not face to face, now they can say, hey, there's a traffic jam. I cannot show up. Right? Yeah, there's a traffic jam on the internet. Okay, come on, guys.
we used to pay about $160 for 2 hours to rent a room from New Skin, and of course New Skin donate to Force for Good. They don't collect the money, they donate out. But we rent the place, and 40, 50 people will come at night. After much dragging by the hair, they will come. Okay.
Yeah.
And they'll come after presentation, they're done, and we do closing. Today, one Zoom, I do one Zoom talk on nutrition, on whatever it is. We average 280, 300 people. And I don't pay $160 for 2 hours. I don't do that. And it's non-threatening to them. They decide that you talk too much product, I can just exit. It's okay, it's non-threatening. And our closure rates are surprisingly much higher without even touching them, without even seeing them face to face. Surprising. So
yeah, that brings us to the point that in June you have what was the GB in June?
It's only 14,000.
Yeah.
Only 14,000.
That
okay?
is amazing.
I think a lot of people will kill for 14,000.
I know.
GB. Okay.
Okay. In Asia, it's pretty. Right here in Asia, it's pretty okay.
Yeah, and this is without leaving your house.
Right.
Yes, that's right.
Before we left the house, our numbers was not like that. Before we were stuck at home, our numbers were not like that. Now we're stuck at home. Yeah. Our numbers are like that.
Wow. That is amazing.
That's very good. Very good.
Yeah. So I think some people ask, how do you do 14,000? I say, very simple. You LOI people, you sign up for business. Because it's very exhausting to spend our whole life selling products.
Mm-hmm.
And for the matter of fact, when somebody says do your name list, actually it is not that name list that is exciting. It is the name list behind the name list behind the name list that's exciting.
Right.
And that only happens when the person allows you into their name list, and it's called a business builder. A customer don't let you into the name list.
That's right.
Wow. That
That's what
brings
the
to
numbers are.
mind her facial spa workshops.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Glenda, you came in yesterday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now you can ask more people to come in.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's nameless for you. There you go.
Right.
Exactly.
Nameless. Okay. I got. Okay.
That's
okay,
exactly
okay,
how what he's talking about,
okay.
right?
The
Yes.
nameless after the
Nameless.
first view, then they
Yeah,
bring
and
the
you say,
nameless.
okay, yeah, this is fun. Come on, let's join, and then especially, I'm sure a lot of your downlines or whoever might have bought the spa and is collecting dust in the closet.
Last
Yeah.
night, but last night the exercise, the tongue exercise was really good. The pushing the, and then
Yeah.
oh, my tongue got so tired. Yeah, that was amazing. You didn't do it?
No, your tongue got tired.
No, because you have to exercise.
Talking,
Talking is easier, isn't it?
it's easy to talk, right?
Yeah, that was good. That
I mean,
was very
you come to think of it, as somebody who's a business person in New Skin, and we understood this. How many friends do we know? Okay, I'm extremely introverted. She knows about it. You ask me to go to a pub and drink and talk to people, I say I'll rather cut my risk. Okay, so what I do is I spend my time in the kitchen baking. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. In the middle of the night, nobody talks to me, nobody nags at me. Just let me bake. If I'm not happy, I whack the dough. It doesn't whack back. Okay, so I talk to the dough. That's how introverted I am. And because of this, there were a lot of my downlines coming to say, I do not know a lot of people. I'm introverted. I say, that's not important. What is important if you understand how to drive the line? There's no way you will know. The people you know is always less than the people you don't know in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Okay. How could your friends and relatives support you in this business when the company pays you 5%? You can't support you. You cannot be paying you more than $20 million when you rely on your friends and family. So it's not true that we make money from friends and family. We don't have enough for friends and family to support this business. We do have to work on our networks. Of course, we start with our friends and family, but we go into their network. And that is huge. But once you do not know how to tap into that, it's a problem. You stay stagnant in the business itself.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But can I ask a question? As an introvert, another person who's introvert, how are they willing to give you their contact, or they bring in their contact?
No, they bring the contact to me, and I also you bring the contact to me. You sit in with me. I'm introverted. Please sit in with me. It's a very simple system. It's a very simple system. When you bring somebody to me, I'm a stranger. I'm your expert to give them confidence of the science and all this. But in reality, they buy because of their relationship with you.
Yeah. Okay. That's
and you
good.
want to help them, you sit together so that you can help them with the health or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That is our.
Right now, we're all Zooming. Right now, we're all Zooming each other because we're not seeing each other face to face. So I will bring in, if I'm an introvert, which I guess I'm not introvert.
I am.
Okay. Then I will Zoom in. So my friends come in because I'm into listening to you. Right. Good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
It's very important. Yeah. I can talk until the cow come home if you introduce a person to me. But if you want me to talk to a stranger, you will have to cut my risk.
So walking and talking won't work for you then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Going up to the stranger, hey, how are you? Hey, you want to do new skin? Right?
That is what killed a lot of people also. I'm introverted. She's not introverted, but she discovered that she's not introverted after she got into the new skin business because she was we both of them do not have sales background.
Yes.
She was the exact opposite of sales. She was in commodity manager. She was in procurement. People buy things for her. Okay. People do not You don't have to go and sell. So, and I was kicked out of the sales department before in my consulting business. Say, you can't do sales. You better get out of there or hire a salesperson for you.
We both don't have customer service experience. Customer serve us actually.
But myself being in a behavioral consulting business, I only knew one thing: use your strengths. If you look at your upline or your sideline and the fella is prospecting everybody in 3-meter radius and you are not comfortable with that, do a new method, change a method. You don't have to use the same method. I look at my strength. I give an example. When I was doing consulting work, I say, how do I prospect my customers without being so blatant? And I don't talk to strangers. So whenever I do consulting business, I put up a picture and introduce myself during a training. And my picture is always me before I lose weight. And they look at me and say, hey, you were that big? So I get them to ask me. I conduct cooking class. I bring them in, I collect a fee. They thought I'm a cooking teacher. I conduct cooking class and I put food in their mouth. They're very happy. I say, there's an analyzing machine here. Would you like to analyze your body fat system? They say, oh, okay. One fella stands, everybody stands on it. That's it. Okay, so whatever it takes. As long as you don't burn and steal from somebody, you don't murder anybody, find a way to do it. I'm not strong in talking to strangers. I use my own method. She can talk to strangers. Sometimes when we're in a train and she starts talking to strangers, I will literally cringe and do this. I will just, oh God, here she goes again.
Here.
I do actually.
This one's the same. Okay.
Oh, okay.
He cringed. My children cringe. Mom, do you have to do that? And I said, what did I do? What did I do? I didn't do anything. I would just say hello.
Yes, exactly. We are making a new friend. That's what I would tell.
So after a while, we play tag team. You bring them to me. I will call the bird down from the tree down to the ground.
Ooh, that's
I will do the
one.
presentation. I will do the influencing. You bring them in.
I will bring the people in. Yeah. I do the prospecting. Yeah. I'm more like a friend. Yeah. Yeah. I can talk to people easily.
Yep. Yeah. That's how it worked. It's been working for us so far.
Good.
Good. Very good. That's really a teamwork. Team, she gets them in, work. Right?
Well, it's better than the other type of teamwork, okay? Glenda will go buy stuff. Oliver pays.
That's also teamwork. That's also teamwork.
You don't want that. You don't want
She's been paying for her own thing since day one. So
yeah,
I married somebody who pays her own thing. I'm very, very clear about that. I married somebody who pays for her own stuff.
That's why I want to do New Skin, because when New Skin replace my salary, I want to stay at home and still have an income, and I don't have to ask my husband for money. Because since day one I graduated, I'm financially independent of myself. I love to buy things without asking people for permissions. Yeah.
Look at that.
Thank you for pointing that out.
I think that synergy is important for husband. We fight. Yes, we do. You don't fight, you're not husband and wife. We fight, right?
Yeah.
But what is important is this. In 2002, March, we came into the business. 5 months into the business, I told her, you're busy working for somebody. I'm busy working for somebody. One of us has to be able to open our mouth and prospect, right? So it was decided that I will start my own business so that I can deal with the New Skin business. I start my own company. So I left in July, I started my own company. So what does it mean when you say start your own company? We took out some money, we paid rental and everything. We started our own company. We got no sales. I was chewing on bread for a while. And we were both independent of our own expenses. So I was poor for that period when we first started. And it was during that period that SARS came.
Oh, yeah.
My business went down the hill immediately. Not only I did not have my first pay, it went down the hill all the way. And I was doing New Skin at the time, together with her, but she was working with somebody. You know what? She had to pay my credit card bills. She had to pay for the car. So sometimes you look back and it says, wow, we came that far. To not say that I'm a man and you're paying my credit card bill. I didn't dare ask her, but she said, you're in trouble, right? keeping very quiet and trouble, right? I say, yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Okay, it's this is what happens when you go into change. Okay, so I was like, as a man, if you do that, you must not go into, damn, my wife is paying my credit card bill. What's wrong with that? She's a partner. She's your wife. She's not just a woman. We're living in the year 2000. We're not in the medieval time where women are supposed to be inferior. It doesn't happen like that. Okay, so she opened her mouth. You know, I had this ego thing. She opened her mouth. She paid my credit card bill. She paid for the car. I couldn't pay for my car. I had $50 in the bank and $10 in my pocket. I was wearing coat and tie and doing presentations after presentation. It was during the SARS period. It was bad. And mind you, SARS is 10 times lesser than COVID-19 in terms of economic crisis. People outside there do not really know what we are going into. We have not really been hit by COVID-19 yet. You see what happens next year when companies could not recover. We're not really hit yet, not yet. You think it's an economic crisis now, you see what happens next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was, these are the things that we remind ourselves. And every time we feel like quitting, we ask ourselves, why did we start in the first place? And what did we go through just to reach where we are right now? And I tell my downlines, if we survive SARS with no Facebook,
No internet.
we were on pager, we didn't have this, we were on pager.
Right, down.
Okay, we're on pager. If we survive SARS, we were not allowed to see our customer. Our customer don't dare to see us. We were on lockdown. We could survive. What makes you think you cannot survive right now? Okay, and I tell my downlines, today you go and hit your 14,000, your 20,000 GSV. That is a story when in the year 2025, and somebody says it's very difficult, you say, you know what I did during COVID-19? You're actually building a story to tell the rest of the world.
To break record for our team.
If you can do it during a pandemic, what cannot be done?
Yeah, well, precisely now, with Zoom and all this, it really helped our business a lot. If there were no lockdown, we wouldn't have discovered this means of doing the business.
Yeah.
We can't even connect to you easily. Yeah. We only meet you when you come to Singapore, like how many years,
I know.
Yeah.
Like once every other year we go to Singapore, something like that.
Not only that, we'll stop over 2 nights.
I know. We drop in, arrive, one
Say
night.
hi.
And jet lag.
And jet lag.
And Willing and myself will used to say, can you come? I will say, can you come to Singapore to give a talk? Willing will say, can you come to Penang? I say, okay, which day? Okay, let's plan a month ahead. I book an air ticket, the schedule down. Now he says, can you come in tonight? I say, okay.
Yeah, just click it, right?
That makes it so simpler.
So much simpler,
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to see me right now.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the next question for you guys is, what would have happened if you didn't have new skin? Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Yes, I can imagine that. Well, I'm not sure I still have a job. Yeah, I will be very desperate. Yeah, because I want my own income. I don't want to depend on my husband. So because I was an employee, so employee, there is no secure in your job. It depends on the company, especially now with COVID-19. There's so many companies that's wrapping up. Yeah, so really, really grateful to New Skin and allow us to have this peace of mind.
Wow.
For my side, I was running a consulting business since 2002. That business is still alive. So I was still running the consulting business on a part-time basis. Since I'm so skillful, you call me, I'll take the money, I'll put it in my pocket, we go on a holiday. So I still did it, but I wasn't doing the business actively. And last year, during the trade war, the famous trade war with Mr. Trump and Xi Jinping, that business dropped by 50%. Okay? And the last half a year, January until now, that business had 0 sales.
Wow.
What if I had not done New Skin? What do you think will happen to my family?
No income.
No income.
It's very, very serious problem. I'll be begging the government for money.
Mm.
Okay, so it's a traditional business. Now, when people ask me about traditional business, why don't you stick to your traditional business? Because it's so proper. Network marketing is not proper. My answer was them to is very simple. I asked them whether do you understand the difference between, do you understand what fragile is? Like, for example, I asked Patrick and Margaret, do you know what fragile is?
What's that?
Fragile.
Fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very brittle.
Yeah.
Very
Brittle,
weak.
okay. What is the opposite of fragile?
Solid, I guess.
Opposite of fragile.
Actually, fragile is actually not just
Breakable
solid,
easily. Yeah.
unbreakable, like a rubbery, strong, not break, not easy to break.
Okay. The opposite of fragile is called anti-fragile.
Okay.
Okay.
Anti-fragile.
I'm not joking. There's a book written about it. It's called Anti-Fragility.
Uh-huh.
Read that book. It's very relevant to the new skin business. It's not an easy book to read, but it's very relevant. Now, fragile is when you take something like this, you hit it, it cracks. And anti-fragile, meaning the harder you hit it, the more you hit it, the harder it becomes. That's anti-fragile.
Okay.
Okay. So what is it relevant to this business? Why do I think that this business will help a lot of people in my kind of situation? If you refer to jobs and careers and businesses, the most fragile career is called employment.
Mm-hmm.
When you lose your job, that's it. The next month you got no money. That's it. It breaks just like that. Something that's more anti-fragile than employment is called running a traditional business. You don't have business, you can still go out and try and hunt for something. If you're retrenched as an employee, but you're a businessman, you can go out and hunt, do more sales, work harder, right? But why is a traditional business compared to new skin business more fragile and we are anti-fragile? It's very simple business. There are 3 crack lines in a traditional business. It's called rental, inventory, and salary. These are crack lines. One economic crisis comes, the whole thing breaks. It's very fragile. And people a lot of companies close down not because they don't have business. They couldn't pay up the rental. They couldn't pay the salary, they couldn't keep the inventory. Now, why is new skin anti-fragile? You can say all you want about network marketing. The more you hit it, the bigger we grow. And we don't have the famous 3 crack lines. We don't have rental, we don't have inventory, we don't have manpower. It is anti-fragile as a business. It has the most cost-effective supply chain in the industry. It is anti-fragile as far as a distributor is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a businessman, it is actually a no-brainer. You don't have to be sitting in an office with a table with a name tag that says president and your employees sitting outside for you to call yourself an entrepreneur or a boss. You can be an entrepreneur without running a cost of operation with a laptop right in front like this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, also, we have a company that's got very strong products.
Yes.
And also, you know, solid company behind us. So I just don't see why more people don't see this as a serious business.
Remember the primary school brainwashing?
Yeah, it is. All they think about is, this MLM, can't you find a job elsewhere? And you're doing this?
I know.
How come you're both professionals? How come you're doing this? Right? They don't realize that this changes a whole lot of people's lives. Because of this, we're talking to you.
Yeah. And our government is giving out money for those people who lost their job and the income drop and all this. And all our friends who are not in the business, they're asking us, so how much do you get from the government? They still look down upon network marketing. So how much do you get from the government? I say, we don't qualify. They say, really? Yeah, we don't qualify. We're out of specs.
Yeah, I think you should feel much better if you don't qualify to receive the money, right?
Yeah.
Qualify. That means when you qualify, that means you need help.
Yeah. Wow.
You're in desperate straits, right? That's what happens. So the government has to come and bail you out.
Bail you out.
Right. So I guess Both of us we were discussing, and both of us, we had the same conclusion. What we got most out of the new skin business is called a peace of mind.
Yes. Peace of mind.
I mean, we all worry. She worries about whose turn is it to wash the plates.
Now.
Okay. I worry about what do we cook for dinner. I mean,
now.
if you call that worrying and then you have a problem, I call that a peace of mind. I don't worry about I'm going for a meeting and I'm not ready to answer. It's a shipment coming in, the sales are dropping. What do you do? We don't have such worries. And this is a commodity that if you work for people and you run a business with high cost of living, you don't get it. You don't get all these kind of things. It's called a peace of mind. And that is something that a lot of employees do not understand because they have never experienced this. They thought employment is norm. Getting worried about the next meeting and going to work is norm. It's not the norm.
Well, they have peace of mind because they have a boss who pays them regularly. However, during COVID-19, when the boss himself is in trouble, the whole business is in trouble. Who's gonna bail you out, right?
Yeah.
Most people don't see that. It's just too bad. Too bad.
Right.
Well, yeah. Anyway, okay. One more question, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. What has New Skin brought you that you find most satisfying?
Peace of mind. That's what they said.
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. What'd you think?
In addition to peace of mind.
Yeah.
In addition,
What has New Skin brought you that you find most satisfying?
well, New Skin has helped us to develop as a better person in terms of our.
That's a good point. Great point. Yes.
Because we are helping people, especially when we help someone to be healthier. We're actually, let's say we help a mother or a father, we're helping the whole family, to take care of themselves. It's not just about the father or the mother. Even the children are being taken care of, or even the grandparents. Yeah, if let's say this particular guy is a sole breadwinner. And what we do is New Skin, we empower people to, have good quality of life. Like we have a peace of mind. We don't have to worry about our job, getting retrenched. Yeah, that is something very satisfying. And for me, I think that personally, I have developed to be a better person. Yeah.
Good.
When I started my traditional business in 2002, I told you we started it, right? And then 5 years later, after being the New Skin for a while and all this, my business partner was saying, Oliver, you changed a lot. I said, what? When you first came in, when we proposed anything, you would say, this one cannot, that will go wrong. And then the way you work, you're slow and blah, blah, blah. You're totally different today. What changed you? I sat back, I said, I had a lot of training in New Skin. Okay. So if a lot of people were worried about, if I'm an employee, will I get distracted if I do this part-time? I say on the contrary. If you're a good network marketer, if you're a good employee, you don't get distracted. New Skin business will add value to train you in entrepreneurship mindset. How would you like to have employees working in your companies that thinks like an entrepreneur? What do you think will happen to your department? Oh, this is a totally different ballgame. Okay. While you're working on a New Skin business, you're actually growing as an entrepreneur. And please don't tell me my department head and the HR says I cannot do this. Trust me, they're running something, they're moonlighting on something because they know.
Yeah.
I was a headhunter, I know. Every department head, every HR personnel is moonlighting on something because they know that they have to take care of their own self. Don't let them tell you you can't do this and you can't do that. Okay. Okay, so I think that has added a lot of value to me in terms of my personal growth. I spend time at home, my relationship with my children, my parents. What can you buy with that? You can't use money to buy that. You just got to spend time doing this.
That's priceless.
That is huge. Peace of mind is a given, but that is even bigger when you have a close relationship. when I started the business, her goal was to be at home with my son when he turns primary 6, because that's a very important exam. That'll be 6 years early. That was the goal. I decided I will be my little girl's first boyfriend by the time she becomes 12. That was my goal. First boyfriend. Any boyfriend is second. It comes later.
Well, we have no daughter, so.
Oh, by the way, they are expensive. Every now and then somebody's knocking at the door delivering a parcel. My boy doesn't buy anything. My girl buys.
Like mom. Yeah. So we have a granddaughter, so we can figure, we'll see that coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming.
We have another one coming in December, so.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh, congratulations. Instead of calling R square 2, we say grandpa 2 or grandma 2. Square.
Square, that's right.
Square. Well, number of grandchildren will increase from 3 to 4 by December.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
not only that, this one
Lives here.
lives around here. So
we'll see them.
Okay.
the other 3 are in Los Angeles, which is 5 hours by plane away. So
the best thing about grandchildren is give it to me, I play with him. After that, I'm going to rest. Now take it back. That's a good thing about grandchildren.
Shh, don't tell parents.
Play and take it back. Play and take it back. I'm not going to sleep with him.
Not only that, you spoil the kid and tell your parents, "Oh, boy, what a spoiled brat you have here."
Yeah.
Oh, you must be both looking forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Except right now because of COVID-19, so our older son, we can't see them because since she's pregnant, she's extra careful.
Yeah.
Go out the house, and then we are old.
We are at-risk group, okay?
I know.
Okay.
So anyway.
Yeah. All right. So I guess you have spoken on a lot of words of wisdom already.
Yeah.
So anything you want to add to that? What have you said?
Well, no, just that all those words of wisdom did not come from my brain. It came from somebody who taught me those. The Tan Jun Wen, the Dr. James Chia, the Hock Sings, the Willington and the Casey Kangs and all this. All our, in the earlier days, it was Amy, it was Bob Howe, when they came down.
Jason,
we copied and we regurgitated it.
Yeah. We learned from our upline. We also learned from you, Pat.
You came in the earlier days.
Yes.
Jeanette Yao, Jason Z.
Yeah.
They all came and they gave us a piece of everything. We just need to assemble them and regurgitate back.
Yeah. So for newcomers, just listen to your uplines.
Yeah.
And work, right? And work.
Yes, and work.
And learn to grow, self-grow. It's a self-grow program, guys. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's a wonderful program. And thanks for appearing in the New Skin business. You guys don't exist. We don't exist.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, true.
Well, put it the other way. If you guys don't exist, we don't exist either. Without our downlines, we are nobody.
That's right.
Right? Tell it this way. Okay.
Oh, I heard we are your G9.
Oh, yeah.
10. You're on the G10.
Oh, G10.
Oh, okay.
G10. Why I'm talking to this guy? But anyway, well, the thing is, okay, if you guys grow your uplines, come back up to us. So
it's a happy.
This is happy win-win for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get into business like this. I mean, everybody wins, right?
Yeah, you don't get into a business where we tell our upline. We actually did tell our upline, I will make you a millionaire. And in order for me to make you a millionaire, I got to grow my own organization.
That's right.
It doesn't happen in the corporate.
Yeah. Well,
it doesn't happen in corporate.
If someone in corporate makes more money than the CEO or whoever, he won't be there long.
That was what happened to my father.
Oh.
He was on a commission system, an old commission system in a Japanese firm.
Top sales.
And in the 70s, there was an electronic boom. It was he sold TV for Toshiba.
Okay.
There was an electronic boom. Everybody was buying TV. His commission ended up higher than the CEO. Ding!
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
ding.
Or here, what happens? Oh, you're so good, you know, in selling this.
In this
Would-
area.
Would divide your district into two. Give one to
No.
someone else.
Let me promote you to a non-commission based job. You are now the department head, no commission. Ding.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Let me see. Any
Wow.
questions?
Any questions? Let's see if anybody has asked any questions. I think everybody's so happy.
Yeah, I think there were some questions. If these fellas are still awake, I'm more than happy to answer their questions. They are more than happy to answer. I had some hands up. I think they gave up because we were busy talking and all this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you cook too, right, Oliver?
How did you decide to become a chef? I want to hear that story.
I'm not a chef. I'm not a chef.
He loves to cook.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, my daughter became sick and I decided to prepare food for him. That's why I had to force myself to learn. And then I had a challenge with her. The sushi, you know, Japanese sushi craze came in the early part of the early 2000s. In Singapore, there were long queues for sushi. And I told her, what in the world are you doing? You kill half an hour for this piece of rice with a fish on top and they didn't even cook the fish. I do it for you. Then she said, you say one, huh? I went home, I cooked rice, I put a piece of raw fish. Not the same. And being somebody with a huge ego, I went straight into R&D.
Okay.
Randomized double-blind placebo. Research on sushi. I became so good, I became a Japanese culinary cooking instructor.
Wow.
People were coming to our home and I was conducting classes, I was collecting money, and I was prospecting, of course, at the same time. Okay. And then the later part, I got excited with bread because my daughter said she wanted to eat bread. I learned bread. And now I'm an artisan baker. I teach. I teach artisan baking.
How did you learn? How did you learn all this? Did you experiment? You read up a lot, or you actually went to someone to teach artisan baking?
Actually, I started artisan baking and Japanese cooking not because I went for class. I did not. I took up some books, but being the nature of myself, the way I treat TNIT is the way I treat my cooking. When somebody gives me a recipe and says this, I'll ask them why. Why this amount? Why not that amount? Why do I change this water volume and this amount of yeast and all this? And why did the recipe change? Why? That's how I am. Okay, that's how we designed a program for TNIT.
You could cook bread.
And with that, I studied into the science of bread baking before I went into the recipe.
Oh.
I studied in depth into autolays, how does the yeast work on the flour and what kind of flour, until there was a time when I was hired for about 6 months as a technical consultant for baking ingredients. That was how in depth I went. And I had no training, zero.
Wow.
It was when in the later part when the government decided to give money to us to go for training. I took the money, I went for bread baking class, and that was my first bread baking class. But I was already a baking instructor. And I got bored in the class. I said, oh, man, these guys are so basic. They wasted my money.
You should.
It's not your money.
Recruit an instructor, yeah. And tell instructor you probably bake better bread than he does.
Yeah, and everything I do and what she do, like New Skin, it all started from a why. I baked for my daughter because she wanted to eat bread. I gave her a challenge. That's why I have to learn Japanese cooking. It all started from there. And it's a very powerful driver of why we started in the New Skin business in the first place. The why is more powerful than how we do it. You can learn your how later. It doesn't matter. But if you understand your why, it's powerful. It's a powerful driver. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, precisely. Your why is what drives you.
Yeah.
You don't have a strong why, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So you want to answer some questions out there?
I think everybody's happy.
No, I see one. Why can't I see any changes in 4 weeks as a vegetarian on a vegetarian diet on TR90?
Right.
Lida.
Yeah.
Okay, Lida. Okay.
Lida's vegetarian. She's from Iran.
She's
Yeah.
from Iran.
Iran. Oh.
The thing about TR90 is this, the concept of nutrition is this. Our head is always vegetarian will be slimmer than a non-vegetarian. A meat eater are bigger and all this. And therefore you ask the question, why am I a vegetarian and not get weight loss? Because vegetarian diets are always perceived as healthier and giving weight loss. But it's not necessarily true. In Singapore, our vegetarians are fatter. Okay, because of what you need to understand is this: all plant food contains carbohydrate, whether you like it or not. Even a leaf contains carbohydrate. Where do you think the horse gets it from? Okay, they only eat grass, right? Okay, so when you take vegetarian, you need to watch all those carbohydrates. They are hidden inside the food. For example, chickpeas, beans, and all this, they may be vegetarian proteins, but they contains quite a heavy amount of carbohydrate. So you got to be careful with the serving of all this. If you take this as protein, even tempeh, which is a fermented soybean, even soybean, there's 36% protein on organic soybean, but it does contain, the other portion is water and carbohydrate. You need to know that when you're eating vegetarian protein, you're eating quite an amount of carbohydrate. So you need to cut down on your carbohydrate serving that you are eating. That is very important.
Simple carbohydrates, right?
Yeah, I mean, they are good carbohydrates, but they and if you consider it as a protein, they do contain carbohydrate. So don't overload on your carbohydrate. And that's one of the biggest challenge of vegetarians in Singapore when we coach them. Singapore is even worse. They have fake fish, fake prawn that are made of carbohydrate. They call it mock fish for vegetarian. It's worse. Okay, but if you're eating vegan, then that's a different story altogether. Okay, so for vegetarians, watch your carbohydrate. And what's important about carbohydrate is try to avoid, even for vegetarian, avoid processed food. If you go to Whole Foods, you will solve your problem with TR90. If you go to processed food, I can't help you.
No. Even the regular canned, let's say chickpeas, that is canned in water.
That is contains carbohydrate.
Considered processed food? Does that
no, that's not a processed food. But that is, chickpeas is classified as carbohydrate to our non-vegetarian customers. You know, our non-vegetarian customers, they ask me what kind of carbohydrate can I consume? I say go for the beans, for the chickpeas, the lentils and all this. Now, these are vegetarian proteins actually. I classify them as a carbohydrate because they do contain a substantial amount of carbohydrate. And of course, it has fiber and protein in it. It makes it excellent carbohydrate. Okay. So for vegetarian, I would say that if you are taking your non-meat proteins, that is your non-meat proteins, be careful with your serving of carbohydrate that comes in later. I know the company says one serving, but be careful. There's carbs inside your protein because it's plant-based.
They're better off eating a lot of green leafy vegetables then?
But it's not sustainable.
There's not enough protein there.
Yeah, it's not sustainable in terms of variety, in terms of palate, it's not sustainable. We got to do things that are sustainable. For the matter of fact, you can, if you stick to a vegetarian diet and you go on whole foods, you can cook your beans, lentils, rice, and all this in a bigger variety of ways, more delicious ways. Okay, using white rice and all this kind of noodles is just horrible.
Well, come to think of it, I watch your meal video and we're trying it today again. Okay.
Yeah, we're trying today.
Okay.
It's actually very tasty.
No, because we actually think it's very tasty without any special deal. But we added we soak it overnight. But
we didn't. No, we soak it for about 6 hours. We didn't soak it overnight.
No, you haven't cooked it yet. You cooked it already? Yeah. Okay, just today. Today, you said.
I mean,
we didn't have any cherry tomatoes. So now this time we bought some cherry tomatoes yesterday to try your recipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have to cut it up?
You can do it in many ways. All right. You can have sapo fan. You know what sapo fan is? Clay pot rice.
Clay pot rice.
You can have yam rice. You dice yam. You stir fry with dried dried prawns and cubed yam. You stir fry with some what you call dried shiitake. And after you cook the vitamin, you put in, you stir it up. It tastes exactly like a clay pot rice. You don't even have to put seasoning because it's already seasoned. You just need to change we call it flavor and fragrance. You just need to change the fragrance. The flavor is very good. The fragrance is something that people will need to adopt a little bit. We just need to manage the fragrance.
Okay.
Well, we left out the Chinese parsley because both of us don't like.
Oh, we love parsley. We love parsley.
Ah, no, I would die. I would die. I will not eat it. I would rather not eat.
Oh, okay.
That bad. We love parsley actually. Love.
Maybe their parsley is different.
No, cilantro. So
Cilantro,
it is.
okay.
Cilantro. You decide, right?
Same.
No, the American cilantro does not have the strong
American
odor.
parsley.
Oh, okay. There is a medicinal smell in the Western cilantro.
Yeah,
the Chinese parsley is different. It's very fragrant.
Ooh, no. Reverse.
I cook it into nasi lemak. Local coconut rice.
Terrible.
This is getting interesting. Oliver, can you do another show for us on nutrition and myself? I mean, you can explain to us, protein, carbohydrates, and then fats, right? Those are the 3 macronutrients that you have. What happens when you overindulge in any of these?
Right.
All right. So, basic information. I'm not asking.
Sure. No problem.
A simple lecture and show. I guess a lot of people think the way they eat, they think it is healthy, but it is not exactly healthy when you go. Well, for example, this is unhealthy eating. A lot of people eat pizza, for example. You shudder.
No, but his bread cooking, maybe you can make pizza.
Yeah, that means you have to do a lot of
learning first.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you a very clear example of what people think healthy is. I'm going to boil my vegetable. I'm going to cook whole grain. I'm going to boil my egg. Okay, this is a healthy meal. That is not a healthy meal. That is a torturing meal. Okay, you don't have to. What makes the meal healthier is when you have your boiled vegetable, drizzle with some olive oil. You cannot have no oil in your food. When you have no oil in your food, it makes it very bad food. Okay, and when you put it, there's no salt. You gotta have salt in your food. You gotta have flavorings in your food. When there's no salt, after a while you get dehydrated because you lose salt because you're eating so clean. You get dehydrated and your body doesn't burn, and the TR90 no results, and you're wondering why, because you're eating too clean. So when you understand nutrition, you will probably know why it's actually very delicious to lose weight.
Well, that's more reason why we asked for you. Can you?
Yeah, maybe do it not a Tuesday, a different day.
Yeah, different day.
Different day, special.
Sure.
In the morning.
Your morning, my night. My brain works at night.
Okay.
Only at night, yeah.
Good midnight, his time.
Okay,
he's in full function then.
Okay, we could do it like your 11 p.m., 10 or 11 p.m. or something like on the weekend is good.
Yeah.
On the Sunday.
Yeah, I've got no problem if it's for the overseas customer, no problem. My customers will probably not come in at the time, but for you guys, I'm wide awake at the time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got some US customers, so it's great. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Wow, it's already 10:40.
10:40.
We took a lot of your time. Thank you so much.
My
wow.
pleasure.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Usually we say our talk is 30 minutes and all that, but when things gets exciting,
You didn't realize time went by so fast.
I know.
Right.
Yes, we're having fun, okay?
Right.
This is
Yeah,
another
okay,
thing
good.
about this business. Everybody's having fun,
Mhm.
right? It makes a big difference. Instead of saying, okay, you must do this, But now we relax, make it more fun. I mean, get more people that way. Anyway, that's what we think.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us an opportunity to share with the rest of the world.
Can we
Okay,
take a picture? Can we take a picture together?
Sure.
Sure. How do you do that?
Let me do
Oh,
this
okay,
too.
Pat does it.
It's his screen, not our screen.
Oops.
Hey, the rest of you guys, can you on your video so that we can see you? And a picture with you?
How do we do that? Wait a minute.
No,
Wait a minute.
this is a
Oh,
women
okay.
part.
Oh,
All
this
right,
will
okay.
be.
No problem.
You know why I chose this? So
I know.
people cannot drop their phone and a dog will come by and bark. You know, we did the first time and there's so many distractions. Not only that, when you make a noise, this is sound actuated, the video. So their picture will come out when they drop the phone and when they cough, and it's just too much distraction. So that's why I decided to have a webinar. But if you want next time, you know, we can have a just regular meeting. It's open. You can see everybody.
Yeah.
Right,
then
right.
we can,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Actually, we should take a picture without this.
What? Okay.
Close.
Close.
Then we get bigger.
Okay.
No,
all right.
no, we're not getting bigger yet. Do we need to click this?
Yeah.
I need to show to my downlines. I
Okay,
took a
whole-
picture.
whole
okay,
screen.
hold on,
$29
hold
circle
on.
member.
Escape. Okay, ready.
Okay. Oh, I'll hide this.
What? Oh, hide the camera.
I'm gonna look at it. Okay. I'll
How
do
come
this.
yours is blurry?
I
He
mean,
didn't clean his camera.
Yeah, the glare in the camera. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
One more. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Well,
you.
Really
Welcome.
like it.
Yeah.
You guys
we had
again.
a good time. Thank you
See you
very much.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow.
For the spa.
That's right. That's true. That is true. In another few hours,
Yeah, about
Very
like 10 hours. Yeah.
10 hours, yes.